Coaches, I want to know from both of you all, from the standpoint of your students, from your players, what does it mean to them to be in the SWAC MEAC Challenge?
I'll go first, Coach. For us, I know we talk about, it's a little payback. To be honest, you get another opportunity at a South Carolina State team that, kicked our butts on TV a couple years ago. I mean, they really came out and, like I said earlier, hit us in the mouth. So, once this game was announced, Mr. Grant announced this game and said that we was going to be in this football game, man. And, we had guys licking their chops. And what's crazy about it, we talk about all the new people, but they fired up, and I be telling them like, y'all don't even know nothing about this game, even the coaches, they fired up. I'm like, man, y'all don't know what's coming, So you try to prepare them on a day-to-day basis and let them know, this is gonna be epic, come August 26th, and just understand, that, like I said earlier, the platform that we'll be playing on, and understand this, Coach Pough is gonna bring a team that's gonna hit you in the mouth. They're going to play a physical brand coming out of the MEAC.
I think our team is motivated to play a SWAC team. The league is somewhat of a rival of ours. It's just a regular deal. Anytime we play one of the teams over there, and they've taken a couple of our teams, there have been some things that have gone on that have created some rivalry kinds of style of thoughts with our teams. So anytime you look across the letter right there and you see a team that you really know is coming to get after you the way Jackson is going to get after you, I think it's pretty easy to get yourself up to play. Anytime you have a year the way that we had last year, though it's not Jackson, it's anybody. Anybody that shows up in front of us at that point, it becomes a real big deal for us to have, our best foot forward. And at that point, then we've got to, then let it happen.
This will be our last question two last questions from the audience.
Yes, good afternoon, or should I say good morning. This is for both coaches. Michael Jefferson with Block Sports. Question for Coach Pough first. The MEAC is considered to play a much physical brand of football over the SWAC, at least that's a lot of people say that. My question is, do you agree with that? And Coach TC, watch you play football back in the 90s, are you planning on bringing that type of physicality that you played under back to Jackson State?
We think that the style of ball between the two leagues is a little bit different. The SWAC's a little bit larger league. It's flashier. They got bigger stadiums, some of those kind of things. We think that our league is kind of a down home kind of league. But now everybody in our league is pretty much even. Anybody on any day can beat you. We think sometimes parity between us sometimes gives people a little bit of a confidence that they think that we're not very good. And the fact that we're all pretty good, we feel like it's maybe the one characteristic that kind of fools people a little bit about us. So I can tell you that we think that we do a better job overall from top to bottom. Now our top is a lot closer to our bottom because there's only 6 of us. But the 6 of us all will get after it on any given day. And we think that might be what makes us different from the big league over here with the 12 schools.
Vicki Jones, BMH Magazine and Sports right here. Vicki Jones, BMH. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
We did play a physical brand back then when I played, but the game was so different, as opposed to now. Thinking back then, we was talking about my coach, Big Daddy Carson. We were doing 3-a-days. You wake up in the morning, practice, go eat lunch, come back and practice, and you back over there at night and practice. So NCAA not standing over you. Things are so different now. So you find ways to try to preach physicality. It's even the way you have to approach practices now. There's no more Oklahoma drills or stuff, things like that. So I think physicality is one in the weight room. That's where your strength coach come into play. He's spending a lot of time with them, putting, adding muscles to the body, getting them faster and things like that. And just trying to continue to preach it. You know, because, you know, I talk and they hear about how good of a player I was, but every one of them out there think they can come out there and, you know, dominate me. I hear it all the time, but, you know, just the game is so much different now than opposed to the time that I played the game. So you're just trying to find ways to, you know, implement some physicality drills in practice and, you know, get that going with your football team.
Okay, Vicki Jones with VMH Magazine and Sports. I'm gonna say this as quickly as possible. Before the lights were on, to the degree that they are now in terms of exposure, ABC, all the networks, ESPN, everyone seeing HBCUs as a whole, you guys were doing it. The drive. I don't want to assume, but what drives you and continue to drive you before the lights to do what you do for HBCUs, leadership and coaching?
It's a joy for me to go to my office every day and mix with my coaches and players and all the people around our program that way. So it's pretty easy, even though I've been doing this for 40-some years now, to get up and go to work in a way where I'm not thinking about retiring. It is a pretty safe bet that you never have to say, man, boy, I sure don't want to go to work today. This is a wonderful opportunity for me to get out of my house and go out. And the guys do everything from teach me how to, I don't even wear my phone the way you old folks wear your phone. You know, y'all got clips on your side. The boss said, no, coach, you don't wear it that way. You put it on like this, you know, that kind of stuff. Now, I gotta have a little bit of, I guess maybe oversight when I deal with their music, because now when I have music playing during practice, and we looking for crowd noise, and so everybody now, the in vogue thing is for you to have these big speakers and DJs and all that kind of stuff out there doing practice to have some kind of noise element going. So you have to have, you know, communication dealing with the noise that way. But at the same time, man, I don't know if I can handle some of the stuff that I hear come over the speaker waves that way. So, you know, there are things that I enjoy, and there are things that I sometimes have to take a little bit of a step back. But I can tell you, it's more fun going to work in my particular situation because these guys keep me young than anything else that I possibly could be doing.
I think the thing for me is the development of these young men. You know, watching them, you get them. When I'm recruiting these student athletes, I always talk to these parents and talking about we running a relay race. You know, and I'm running that last leg for you, getting them ready for life. And just to see, you know, a young man come into your program, and no matter the age, and just see the things they do, what we call in our program, we get them ready for life after football. You know, teach them resume build, how to write a resume. We take them through mock interviews and things like that, and just get them ready for the real world. You know, I tell them all the time, football can open so many doors for you. You know, it did it for me. That's why I'm here sitting in this seat. You know, it's all about relationships and the people that you know. But that's my motivation to get up every day and just get them ready, not only for the games and the pageantry of, you know, those weekends, it's get them ready for life. You know, nothing makes my day better when a previous player I coached would call me and say, Coach, I'm doing this now. You know, I'm working at this company right now. I'm doing that. I remember you told me this, Coach. You taught me how to write a resume. You remember you helped me pull that up online and showed me what I need to do. That's why I do this. You know, that's the motivation I have in this in the game.
Thank you.
Stephen gave your HBCU game day. To both coaches, I'll ask Coach Pough. You've been around almost as long as it has been in MEAC. You know, as a player, as a coach.
You know what? I hadn't thought about it, but I have. I was there the first year of the MEAC.
There we go. So I know you spoke a little bit about it earlier, but what do you, as you talk about, what's the culture of the MEAC as you see it moving forward, as you guys continue to plot your path? And then, you know, Coach Taylor, I know last year we had about whole debate about who's SWAC and who isn't SWAC. We all know that you're SWAC. You know, where do you see your league going ahead of, you know, as you guys launch the season?
I think the MEAC considers itself a cutting edge kind of league. You know, we take a lot of pride in doing things at a real high level. All the different kinds of things you do, from player development to academic support to strength and conditioning, all the different kinds of things that you can do throughout your program. I think we feel like we do at a high level. And You know, that might be the most important part of it all. There's always, you know, something that you see on TV that you say, you know, I think that's really neat. You know, I think you want to really, you know, try to, you know, maybe replicate that kind of deal. But you see a lot of that kind of stuff on my film in the MEAC. And those are the kinds of things that I really enjoy talking about and being labeled as being, you know, the maybe inventor of or that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff comes out of our league.
I think the SWAC hot right now. You know, you look at everything that's going on in the SWAC right now with the pageantry. You know, the fans to me make the SWAC what it is. You look at these football games week in, week out. No matter if it's a Southern Fam game, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, you know, that rivalry, Jackson State, Alcorn, you know, those are packed houses. I'm very excited about where we are in this league. You know, we just added 2 new teams with FAMU and Bethune-Cookman from the MEAC, and they have come in there and been competitive though, but I'm very excited about where the league is going. Even you talk about the SWAC championship game, you know, that's a special event that, you know, we're looking forward to participating again in it this year, but I mean, the fans make the SWAC what it is. You know, we got some great players and some unbelievable coaches in this league too. So, you know, I'm very excited about where we're going right now.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Coach Pough. Thank you, Coach Taylor.